The Awakening. It is the collection of the spiritual discourses given by Swami Ananda Vinod, translated by Prastuti Shrestha and read by Sunny Shrestha. Swami Ananda Vinod has been traveling his spiritual journey for over 35 to 40 years and is a renowned name within Nepal. Countless number of people have joined and benefited from his initiative, popularly known as Vishwa Jagaran Abhiyan, the World Awakening Mission. Dear listeners, you may consider his words to be an insane man's outcry. But once you have read or listened to this book, I am sure that your journey towards the truth will begin at whichever level you are. This book shall be a great help for you on your spiritual path. And thus the name, The Awakening, a friend for the truth seekers.
महिमा साधु संग की सुनो मेरे मीता सुनो मेरे मीता.
Chapter 7. Prayer after Realization.
साधु संग की सुनो मेरे मीता सुनो मेरे मीता. महिमा साधु संग की सुनो मेरे मीता सुनो मेरे मीता.
My beloved spirits, Pranam. Please do accept my wishes. Here, I have got a query from one of the seekers, Jagriti. She asks, Honorable Guru, I have never confronted the Supreme. Then, to whom shall I pray? How shall I pray? And where shall I pray? Please, let me know. What a question, Jagriti. This question is similar to the question of a nude person who asks, how shall I wash the clothes if I bath, and where shall I dry them? Likewise, if you haven't seen the Supreme, how can you pray? According to me, this question is the question of the ones who engage in imagination and build castles in the air. This is the hypothetical question.
साधु संग की सुनो मेरे मीता सुनो मेरे मीता.
In regard to prayer, prayer is not the thing that is to be done, but rather it is the consequence of knowing and realizing the Supreme. Instead of asking, to whom shall I pray when I have not realized God, you should have asked, how can I recognize Him and realize His presence? Prayer is not a question to be asked, but it is what happens after the realization. We can never learn the prayer, and we are not here to teach the prayer. In fact, the prayer that is taught and learned is false. It is because to do anything without realization is fake. To go to a temple, to visit cathedrals, to pray anything. On the other hand, when we have realized His supreme presence, then anything we do becomes a prayer. Wherever we bow becomes the temple. Wherever we pray becomes the cathedral. And wherever we remember Him and become blissful becomes the Gurudwara, the monastery. I can only suggest, but cannot let the realization enter into you. I can suggest that my realizations are of my one, and it may differ from yours. So meditate yourself so that you can recognize the Supreme Divinity. That is why I even suggest yoga and pranayam as the basic foundation of ultimate realization. How come you ask on how to pray when you don't know whom to pray? If you ask how to pray, and if I tell you the way to pray, that will be the fake. just as a duty, just as a compulsion, and against the self will. Prayer is precious, not a matter of turn and caution. Once, I had gone to one of my relatives' home where I started hearing some quarrels. On knowing further, I came to know that the quarrel had started because the younger son had to do morning prayer due to the absence of his grandma. Yes, he did not wish to take the turn to perform the prayers, but even if he had done them, it would not have been worthful.
कीट हस्ती जीता
As we know, when a baby is born, we do not need to teach him how to suck the milk. Likewise, when we have recognized the Supreme, prayer comes and follows itself. In the same way, even Sudha once mentioned that the mother learns love and affection along with the birth of her child.
आपनो इस पैदन दीता सुनो
Not the prayer of throwing flowers before him, not only bowing down, but what flows is the prayer of supreme thankfulness and the prayer of surrendering our life and soul and the prayer of surrendering one's head, the ego. However, we dishonest people do not put our head on his lotus feet, but instead keep coconuts, flowers, and fruits. In prayer, we do not take help of these things, but use ourselves for his prayer. Once, I had been to Mount Abu in Delhi, near the Lotus Temple. There was a coconut shop nearby. The worshippers used to buy coconuts from the shop and place them in the temple. The priest would again take these coconuts and then sell them to the same shop. In this way, the coconut cycled in the hands of shopkeeper, buyer, and priests in turns. What is the use of this cycle? Instead of coconuts that look like our head, we have to surrender our head. We should bow down and pour our ego at his lotus feet. Even flowers that we secretly steal from the neighbor's garden, or even our own, are worthless. Worthful are the flowers of deep feelings, of love and faith, flowers of our life, flowers of our tears, and flowers of our realization and surrender.
सिंह बिलाई होए गयो ऋण मेर दिखीता
Let the prayer go in hell if it is learned or taught. Wake up, increase the realization for the spontaneous prayer, and you will not need to ask whom to pray, how to pray, and where to pray. In conclusion, do not worry about confronting with God, but instead sink into the depth of meditation and let the realization enter into yourself.
सुनो मेरे मीता सुनो मेरे मीता सुनो मेरे मीता सुनो मेरे मीता मेहमान साधु संग की सुनो मेरे मीता सुनो मेरे मीता
Today, we have covered Chapter 7 of the Awakening series of the Spiritual Discourses given by Swami Ananda Vinod. Our next audio will cover Chapter 8 of the same series, in which Swamiji delineates, describes, and explains the meaning of Sansayatma Vinashyate stated by Bhagavan Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, that those who have no faith and are always doubtful make no progress at all. Thank you for listening to this channel. Your comments and suggestions shall be highly appreciated and looking forward towards your continuous support. Subscribe to our channel if you like our audio. Thank you.